Good evening, everyone, and today we're gonna talk about Kurgans, or as they also known, Ancient Burial Hills. I was posting today my first part about the research near Moscow, and I was trying to tell you about that place that it has a hill-sized place, so it's all this area is on a huge hill. And on those hills we can see those small little hills which are called kurgans, or they called also burial hills or mounds. So and I was stopping my today's post about the first famous kurgan, which is the kurgan of the Tsar. And the second one is Mamayev Kurgan, which is pretty famous too. It has this famous sculpture, statue of the motherland. So she calls their son to attack the enemy, to defend. Stalingrad is pretty close to that place, so this Mamayev Kurgan is right now the monument of Stalingradskaya battle. So it was a very huge battle. After this battle, when the Russians started to win, when the Soviet Union started to win, the Americans started to talk about starting the help of starting this ally and stuff like that. Before that, Americans didn't know whom are they gonna support finally in that battle, because they just started war with Japan, and they were confused about Hitler and his role after his defeat, and so on and so forth. And after Soviets did defend Stalingrad, they started talking to Stalin, because they understood that he can do it. He can win Hitler, and that's why it was a very good, very memorable place, Stalingrad. And right now on Mamayev Kurgan, we see this monument is standing, and it's famous before that battle. Of course, it was famous before that. It was a kurgan of Mamay, who was the order. You call it order, but this means order, but that means order. And if you read on your dollar bill, you can find novus order, which is it. So it's the same word. It's not order itself, it's order. So this means the military network controlling the society. So that's the exact definition. And order was 1/10 of budget. So it contained all these donations from the budget, which everybody did, and everybody put that money in that, or every village gave 1/10 of its population to the order, and every village gave 1/10 of its income, and every city did the same, but the cities were not that huge as you think, because I've talked about the darkness runic alphabetic letter in Russian alphabet. So darkness was the limit. So when you have 10,000 people in one place, you cannot live in that place. It's ecological disaster, okay? And ancient Russian people knew it, and that's why they had many towns, but the maximum population of every town was about 10,000, and not more, because it was ecologically stupid, okay? So order was right now is called the Tartarian order. So they call it Tartarian order because they think that Mongols, ancient Mongols, actually conquered all Eurasia on horses, which is impossible because you cannot feed so much people with horses while traveling around this huge territory, which is probably okay in the summer, but not okay in the spring, autumn, and winter, because you know Russia is pretty cold, and I bet no horses could survive if they're how do you call it? Their guys were on horses and with no houses and stuff like that. So we can find any huge cities of Tartarian Mongolian order, but we find everywhere Russian kurgans, Russian artifacts which are close to Scythian, and we can say order was an empire which is now called the Great Tartary. The Great Tartaria, or Le Grande Tartarie in French. So you can find it in any Google Maps or Google images and stuff like that. All those maps are there, so check it out. So Mamay was the Duke of the Order, so he was like a potential emperor, and he was actually on a fight with Russian Muscovite Duke, and his name was Dmitry Donskoy. Like I told you, Don was a river in Russian, so Dmitry Donskoy means Dmitry from the river, and stuff like that. And the river was Moscow, of course, because he was from there, and he traveled a long way, and he kicked some Mamay's ass. And Mamay was the Duke of Tartaria, and that's when the Christian Russia started defeating the pagan Russia, which was the Tartaria, and that's why we have so many artifacts with Russian Christian culture and no artifacts with Russian pagan culture. And that's the problem, because Russian pagan culture was conquered by the Russian Christian culture, and right now it's impossible to distinguish which was before. The whole scenario says that this was built like in 10th century of this era, like maybe some other place is not here. This is a modern place, of course. This is not the 10th century. This is 60s and 70s of last century. And what we can talk about this kurgan? This kurgan was built like in the memorial of Mamay's death first. So Mamay actually is similar to word mama, like mother in English, and this sculpture is a motherland. Okay, she is motherland. Like she says, "Hey, oh my sons, follow me, let's attack." Okay, and the sons of her land stand up and go in attack on the bullets, on the explosions, and all this stuff. Tanks and artillery is striking, and those guys are falling down. There's thousands and thousands of them. They're laying in this on this kurgan dead, and she stands up. She's a woman, and she stands up for them, and she says, "Wake up, guys! Let's go! Let's kick some ass!" And that's even more significant when you know that this was a Kurgan of Mamay who is similar to Mama, and who knows? Who knows? Maybe we think about different things, and this is really the reason why this hill was so important to Nazis, and they attacked and attacked and attacked and attacked and attacked. So either you know one side of this hill was belonged to Nazis, and one side of this hill was defended by Soviet Union soldiers for like a year or so, and it's just impossible to imagine how many people died here. Okay, and so this is why it's so significant. And I don't know, did they find anything from Mamay here, but the amount of work of this digging work is just unbelievable, because it's a huge hill for one burial chamber. And we're gonna talk about more burial hills, and I'll explain my opinion a little bit later. And so let's like see some more here, and we see like a hand sticking from the ground with the light on. And why not? This is Mamay's hand, because he was buried here, and he has this light, and he gives this light so everybody could, you know, see the light of his military knowledge, see the light of his courage and strength. This is how this bunker looks like a bunker which we survived in and were defending these heights and stuff like that. And this is how actually Soviet soldier could have been looking like. He doesn't have anything, nothing like this automatic weapon, Tommy gun. No, they didn't have them. They had like one rifle for like 10 guys, and only one survived, and he grabbed this rifle to stand up and defend. That's a back view, looking like a wings of Nephilim giant, but I don't believe this is actually the provocation here, because of course this is a man's hand, and you can understand that this woman, if she is a mother, she is pretty strong, because they gave her man's looking hands, man's looking strength and power in her stature, because she represented everything that was left. But I believe this is of course a provocation of the artist who made this, even this sculpture here with the dead soldier and mother. When they made this sculpture out of the stone, and they put it on this bronze stuff, every mother was living in Stalingrad came to the sculpture who did this and asked if that was her son, and that's why he made this flag, so every mother could understand that it might be her son and be more thankful for what he done to protect the motherland. So that's what I was trying to say, and we'll stop for today with this Kurgan stuff. Maybe next couple of days I'll make some more Kurgan videos, so be welcome to check them out. So see you later. Share, like, and subscribe to my channel. Bye.